Yo, what's up, Scoop Nation? We got another deck profile for you today. Another anti-meta. So there's really not too much to answer this crazy aggro meta we're in right now, and this is one of the decks besides Hatch that's like perfect for aggro. So this deck's done really good actually. We took it to like a couple locals, and it gets first or second like every time. So it's always going to be a pretty like you're going to dominate them, but even the matchups that are hard for you, you can win still. It's just you got to know how to play the deck. So basically, what this guy does is uh, on the front, when he attacks, you draw one, and when you have a specified cost of two unison in play, you can actually awaken this guy. So turn to awakening, which is amazing. It's how you got to play this game right now. So yeah, you go ahead and awaken on tap two. On this side, he does the same thing. When he attacks, you draw one, but he has a permanent that as long as your unison's in play, your specified cost of two yellow unison, it doesn't matter if it has one marker. Your opponent would only be able to, you and your opponent can only play one battle card per turn. So just remember that. So the reason this deck is so good is we're running high cost cards that we only really summon one of. So first up, we have Vegeta, Royal Pride. So this guy's busted beyond all measures. You play you plus one to go ahead and look at the top five, and then you get any grade ape to your hand. So it keeps you growing your hand really good. And then he has a minus four. Never plus this guy up to five because when you want a minus four, you actually won't be able to. Because then your leader is actually going to stop you because you'll still have your unison on your field and you'll only be able to summon out one ape. But his minus four lets you summon out two apes with different names that are four or less from your deck. The next unison we have is Vegeta Unison of Fury. So this guy's nasty. Literally, I end so many games with him. So you just go ahead and summon him out for like three energy, right? And then you go ahead and activate main, switch something to rest that's not him, make him go to four, and then just go ahead and minus three where you can choose one of your opponent's energy, switch it to rest mode. This card gets plus 5,000 power, double strike, and dual attack. I've ended so many games with that. People just don't see it coming. And then even against aggro matches, this is like the best card because his minus one. Your opponent can't attack with battle cards with energy cost greater than their current energy until the end of their next turn. So this card will single-handedly stop Red Broly, like Green Gohan, like anything that goes more than their energy, you auto win with this card because they can't even play their decks. I mean, I don't know a single deck that's okay with playing one battle card per turn except like Invoker. And even Invoker, you can still win this matchup by just out aggroing it. Like if you can kill him early with all the double strikes, you win. So this is how we literally shut down their whole deck. After turn two, they literally cannot even swing at you because you're gonna go ahead and have your unison on the field, right? They're only allowed to play one battle card per turn. So the one battle card they're playing, you're gonna go ahead and counterplay it. And say they want to swing with their leader, you'll go ahead and block. So this guy is a blocker. So it's just they after turn two when your unison's live, they won't be able to touch you. And all you want to do is just keep destroying their battle cards. You want to dominate the field. Don't let them have like anything. On your turn, always swing at their battle cards before you swing at their leader. So we run two of these Release from Evil. It literally shuts down Reboot Gohan and a lot of stuff because it says the attacking card negate. So you can even stop leader cards from drawing. It's just amazing, especially that this is free when you have a unison on the field. So two of. Next, this is our turn one play. You always want to try and get this turn one. Playing a Vegeta, so we all know what it does. You play it for one, you get to search in your deck for a four or less Saiyan, add it to your hand, and then at the end of your turn, you switch all your great apes to active mode. And most of your apes have blocker, and it's just great. So you can be aggro and defensive at the same time. And we run four of him. This is like the best turn two play because you want to have So turn 2, you summon out your Unison, right? You awaken with your leader, untap 2 energy. And then, so you actually have to make sure you play this guy before him because this guy has a permanent that you can only play mono yellow Saiyan cards. This is obviously a Saiyan, but it doesn't matter because there's no character trait on the bottom right if you notice. So always play your Unison before playing this guy. But he's so good. After you summon out your Unison, you play him, and then you have a critical blocker forever. Well, as long as it lasts, you know? So it's really good. Then next up, we have 4 of this guy, probably the most generic good yellow card right now in the game. Yellow's not doing too well, so thank God we have him. You pay 2 energy when you combo with him, then you get to switch one of your opponent's cards to rest mode, and you draw 1 card when he plays. And then he's a 20k double striker, but sadly he's not a blocker, so I always opt for the blockers before the double striker. We're not eager to give our opponents cards. Then we run 3 of this guy just because I saw him too much. He only gets played off the Unison when you -4, so he's mostly a charge when you see him. And you can hit him on the top 5 too. Another card we love to top 5. We just want to beat our opponent on field and in hand, so it just guarantees us the dub. This guy's searchable through the Unison. Go ahead and just draw 2. Next up, we have our super combos. We run 3 of this. That way you can actually put your Great Apes back in the deck because they're only useful in the deck. And draw 2. But a problem we actually have with that super combo is getting down to 4, but we do run a solution in the deck that's really good. And this is the other super combo, Zamasu. It's just amazing. Rest their leaders, they can't even attack. And another problem Yellow has was like something that's really big that we can't get rid of. So we opted for this Go Tanks. So he's a 3 cost that when you Union Fusion with him, you go ahead and draw 2. And he's a double strike dual attack, so he's great. And then when this card is played, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, and negate its skills, and you KO it. So it doesn't matter if they have barrier or anything like that, the card's gone, and you're drawing 2. So this is our kill package right here. And what we run for the Union Fusion is the new card out of the EX box. So what he does is when he's used for a Union Fusion, you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards ignoring barrier, switch it to rest mode. So now you guarantee that the card's going to be in rest mode so you can KO it. We run 4 of him. He's a Sun Goten GT and a Trunks GT, so you can use 2 of these to Union Fusion. But we still run 1 of each because we want to see more. This guy is just a generic Trunks GT, but this Sun Goten GT I actually use a lot. Like he's really good for a negate. So a couple of times I've actually Planet Vegeta and grabbed him just because if I don't have a negate in hand, I could play him and negate the attack. So it's really good. He's a free negate. So he's good for both of the that Union Fusion and defense. So earlier I said we have a problem that a lot of people don't want to bring us down to 4, so our super combos aren't live. So I put these in the deck. It's a Source of Power Son Goku. You pay 3 for this guy, and then you go ahead, swing with him, and when he attacks, you can choose up to 2 cards in your life, add them to your hand. The card gets plus 5,000 power, and you get to switch it to active mode. So dual attack, 20k, you draw 2. It's great. Then we run Full Moon at 2. I know a lot of people are going to be like, why? But honestly, uh, every time I played the deck, these Full Moons were just dead cards in hand. So they come in handy sometimes. That's why they're still in the deck, obviously. But trust me, 2 is plenty. Like I said, the deck has some problems with removal, and we need negate. So this card's great because it's you can keep reusing the negate. We don't have any sparking in this deck, so you can just send those 4. It doesn't really matter. And then activate main's amazing, like against Demigra, like I said, Shin Shenron, anything that you need to get rid of a big boy that you can't swing into. This is your answer. We run the best negate for this deck because your leader is a Universe 11, so Kokodi Zone. So negate the attack, and then if your leader card is a Universe 11, which it is, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. So if your opponent doesn't know about this card, ooh, will it hurt their turn? Because they'll try and swing with lead or something, and then you negate, and then you switch one of their cards to rest mode, and then they're going to try and play a battle card, and you'll just go ahead and counterplay their battle card, and their turn's over. So 10 out of 10 MVP of the whole deck. I love this card. And then, of course, it's yellow, so we have to run this Nimbus. It's getting worse and worse as time gets on, but it's still good enough that we have to run it. So that is the whole main board. It's 54 cards. And now this is the sideboard. We run one Great Ape Son Goku just for if we're like in a match where we're whiffing for some reason. I run one extra Saiyan to hit, and then also if it's hand destruction, you want to be able to draw. So we run another Nimbus in case like it's an aggro matchups and stuff. We'll have an extra negate, you know. This is for board removal. If they're having too many cards that I can't really get rid of, this is a nice little answer. Like I said, we don't sparking or anything, so we don't need our drop. So you play him, you get rid of 6 of their cards on the field, and then there you go. Because you always, always, always in this deck want to have field control, or else you'll end up losing. Koitsukai, you pay 1, put 2 cards back in your deck, and then you draw 2, and your opponent can't activate counterplay pretty much without warping 2 from their hand. So this is really good for decks that want to try and counterplay your 1 play on the snapback. So you make sure you stop that nonsense. This, Red Broly pretty much. Anything that wants to free summon, we had to run it. This is for blue. We already win that matchup, but why not just make sure we dominate and destroy? So Spirit Fist, last minute addition. It's kind of nice. It's kind of like a full moon, but full moon's free when there's an ape. This guy isn't, so I don't know. I just kind of like that it gives 10,000 power for the turn to the unison. So this is mostly for like if I'm trying to get game with this guy. Now he's a 30k dual attack double strike, and no one's surviving that. It's gonna be game. But I hope you guys enjoyed. That was our Toppo Candidate of Destruction deck profile. Go ahead and give it a try. I know you guys will enjoy it. You'll definitely win some locals. So, all right, guys. Peace.
I'm just gonna work, that is my motive. I'm not gonna stop, this is my moment. I'm not gonna quit, that is a weakness. I'm just gonna execute, that is my purpose. I speak with attitude, hard cause the feeling I